Get up. Get up. You wake on a rowing boat. A armored man sits in front of you, rowing the boat forward as you approach a nearing island covered in fog. Get up, kid. We've got work to do. The man is visibly upset. There's only one set of rows. You don't know how you could have helped him, but clearly he's ticked off at you. Did you forget our job already? Get on that island and kill the princess. Take this boat and get back to the mainland, and when you get there, the guild will pick you up. The creaking of the boat surrounds you. You're just coming to. Just feeling the world around you take place. Don't forget, the chest in the palace, the red one, its code is 793. Don't forget it. 793. The island nears ever closer, and the man shouts to a guard far on a port. Hello! Two approaching! The guard shouts back. Who are you? It's me! It's Greg. And we've got our new chef. As the boat pulls into the port, the guard on the port pulls you and your rower onto the shore. Good to see you. It's nice to have some new food around here, the guard says as he eyes you. Come on, come on. Let's get in. Let's get in. No more beating around the bush. Let's take you to your quarters. Before you is a large stone cliff face. Carved into it is a lighthouse. Through giant metal doors, they're opened, and you are brought to the lighthouse interior. It's not a great name for it. I should have a better name for the lighthouse interior. There we are. The guards take point position in front of you, going up the stairs. Also, there's no more ship ambiance. There we go. The guards take point position in front of you, going up the stairs. It is a quick 3 circulations up. Thank you for remembering the code T. You'll be challenged on that, I guess. Up the stairs you go. Up the stairs you go. The fog drenches the windows. You can't even see the ocean out of them. The whole atmosphere is dark, moody. You have no idea what you're supposed to get yourself into here. But eventually, you reach the top. A little metal grating is the only thing keeping you from plummeting down to the bottom of the staircase you just rose. The guard goes ahead and creaks open that door. As the door creaks open, the sunlight blinds you. Unlike the fog that was before, the sun is just glaring through this doorway. And what you see on the other side is a garden. Oh my gosh, it didn't work. Hold on. Oh no, it didn't work. Hold on. There we go. That'll do. Before you is a royal garden, the place you've been appointed to complete your mission. Kill the princess. Simple as that. Low on money, lower on ambitions, you've found yourself at the mercy of the guild. The Guild of Assassins hires people from all over the world to complete in the most desperate of tasks, and here it is, you've been brought. The fog that once surrounded you is now completely dispersed. The garden that sits before you is drenched in sunlight. The ocean clear as day from your position above this cliff face. Running through the gardens, dogs, squirrels, a raccoon here or there. This place is busting with energy. It's busting with energy, hold on. Workers come to and fro, snipping at the flowers, tending to the vegetables, operating the whole place. And this is where you will be making your stay until your mission is complete. There is an aura here. You can't quite place it. There is something deep, elegant, beautiful, and mysterious to it. It fills the air, and it fills you with the scent that maybe you should be a little more careful than your last job. And so you stand there. You stand on the castle grounds, the two guards just staring at you. One of them waves his hands in front of you. Hey! What are you doing? Get going! Come on! We got all to see. Get moving. And you finally take notice of the two men that are beside you. The man that came in on your boat, your instructor, and the man that greeted him. Oh my gosh, there's too many windows open. I'm having a hard time. It's Greg. Yes, it's Greg. So they begin to tour you around the grounds. There's like, I wish you could see my screen right now. There's like 1,000 things moving. They take you through a tour of the gardens. They're taking you through the central column. Vibrant, beautiful, in the shadow of the great palace. They take you through the side gardens, hidden by large shadowed trees. They take you through another place, a study, warm and inviting. You see the princess for the very first time studying on the terrace. There she is, your target. Pictures were shown to you in your debriefing, and this is who you are here to kill. The knife tucked deeply into your shoe. Is that Final Fantasy Tactics? I believe it is. The knife tucked into your shoe burns. It burns at the thought of being discovered by anybody here, and it is your only weapon to complete your task. You've been hired by an assassin's guild to deal with the princess. So the guards keep you forward. Keep you moving, keep you moving, keep you moving. And on the end of your journey, they bring you to where you'll be staying. Before you is the servants' quarters. Let's get a good view of the servants' quarters. Before you is the servants' quarters. A side door leads to a little tiny mother-in-law suite that you'll be staying in as long as you're here. Maids come to and fro, and on the doorstep is a very eccentric-looking man. "Hello," the man says. "You must be my new cook." Before you is the head cook of the estate. Yes, let's take a hydrate, everybody. Before you is the head cook of the place. He fills the room around him. We are low on ambition and money, gotta eat, and apparently we're willing to kill for food? Yes, of course. The head cook looks you over, and there's a sign of suspicion in him. He seems to know. Maybe you are not quite the cook he was looking for. Leave us be, guards. Leave us. Take him away from me. He doesn't say take me away from... What am I saying? Hold on. We're about to remove like 20 things. I'm going to pay attention, I promise. It's just you and the guard left as the... it's just you and the cook left as the guards leave. So, tell me about your cooking experience. Where have you learned to cook? Where did you gain those skills of yours? And thus begins the first question of the day. Where did you cook? Asteria. Golm. Pereir. Wild card. All right, so we're going to attempt voting on Twitch now. Here we go. I'm going to start a poll. It should have a timer, and everybody should have a pretty good grasp of like how this works after the first couple of times. You should see options now. Does that work? Okay, we got some Asteria. It should be above chat. Do you see it? What are you seeing? Yeah, there's like a drop down for me. I'm not sure what it looks like for you. So far we got 2 for Asteria and 1 for Pereir. We're almost done, maybe about 15 seconds left. I've set a timer this time, so it's going to end when it's going to end. I do not have control over it. Probably better that we do it this way. If you're on mobile, maybe it's different. I'm not sure. All right. Asteria is the winner. There'll be more chances and more votes later. That's the whole point of the stream, so don't worry. If it takes a little bit of learning to figure out how the voting works, no stress. Yeah, I changed it a little bit. Last time broke. Asteria, you say? Asteria. Not a lot of cultural options in Asteria. They're pretty vanilla. I can see why you'd want to come here, just to get a little change of taste. Come with me. Come with me. I've got to test you before we can let you in our main kitchen. Come, come, come. The man leads you. He basically grabs you by your shoulder, or not your shoulder, your elbow, and forces you along. And where does he take you? I can't find it. There it is. He takes you to an outdoor kitchen outside of the cottage. Here is where you're going to be cooking me my first meal. And lucky for you, the head maid has had her holiday this evening. I would like you to cook a fine meal to impress her. This is going to be your test. And so before you is an menagerie of ingredients. I'm doing too many things. Okay, prepare for chaos. I'm going to warn you, this is going to be the most chaotic part of stream. I might have a breakdown during this part. Before you is hundreds upon hundreds of ingredients. And without any instruction, the head cook expects you to put together a fine feast for the head maid. When she's coming, you don't know. The cook's just looking on you, just seeing what you come up with. Bananas, only bananas. Oh, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this, don't you worry. You know what? I'm getting rid of the head cook. He walks away, you can't see him anymore. There you go. Problem solved. Why have I done this to myself? Why do I do anything to myself? Okay. We're still going. Oh, why have I done this? I should warn you while we're doing this, what I want you guys to do. I'm going to be accepting recommendation for recipes, and you guys are going to be putting together some ingredients. So get your best cooking gloves on and tell me what you want to cook. Oh my god, it's still going. Oh my god, it's still going. Why have I done this to myself? I kind of panicked when I was creating this, and I was like, I need to do something. And this was the solution I came up with. So, what are we going to cook? Go ahead. Tell me what we're cooking. Put your 2 cents in, everybody. Okay, we're done. We're done, I promise we're done. We're done. We're done, we're done, we're done. Okay, we got a lobster bisque. Boil the crab inside of the pumpkin. Create a JPEG with all of them in it. That'd be too easy. Serve with rice. Then make scones with fresh honey. Okay. Let's start easy, right? What do we want to make? We can make breakfast for dinner. We can make a hearty dinner. We can make a light dinner. And we can dessert. All right, new vote. Everybody participate. Let's see it. What do you want? Chop the pepper, add it to the butter. Honey, cook the chicken, and add spicy honey butter chicken. It's actually a really good idea. Because then you might be the only one who's going to do this. We got one vote for hearty dinner. What does everybody want? Your idea was good too, yeah. Boiling in a pumpkin. That's a good idea. There's only one vote. I don't know if it's broken or what, but get voting, peeps. We're just gonna win hearty dinner here. Is the voting working for everybody? I think is the big thing. Oh, 2 for hearty dinner, 1 for dessert. We're tied for dessert. You vote with the poll? Yes. Okay, so we have a tie between hearty dinner and dessert. Some of you are real dessert fiends. Hey, thank you, Aiden. Let's go ahead and roll then. Odds is going to be hearty dinner, and evens is going to be dessert. It is even. We are making a dessert. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna take point position as your overlord, and I'm going to delete the meat options. And I know there's going to be at least one person who has total anarchy to this, and I'm looking at you, Joe. But you know what? Too bad. Okay, I think the rest of this is fine for dessert. You could have carrot cake, you could have pumpkin, you could have nuts, you could have eggs. I think all this is fine. Mushroom's kind of weird, but let's do it. All right, what do you want to make for dessert? Let's do first ingredient. Tell you what, we're gonna do this. What do we want our first ingredient to be? We're gonna go ingredient by ingredient. Can you tell I'm prepared for this? Baklava? Listen. Honey? Okay, first ingredient, honey. Pumpkin. Okay, we'll use the pumpkin. Nothing beats fresh baked scones with butter and honey. All right, so you said the word butter. I'm also going to add wheat into the mix. All right, one more. Wait, let's get one more option. What do you want? What do you want for dessert? Pick an ingredient. I'm gonna give you a count to 5, and then I'm gonna do my my own choice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a pepper. It's a beet. It's a radish, but we'll do it. I'll throw the radish in. I was gonna do pepper, but we can add the pepper later. Corn chips. Sounds kind of nice. All right. What's your first ingredient gonna be? Let's get that voting going. Should have I used a less vibrant background? Yes, I should have. Am I going to change it? No. I'm not going to. We got one vote for honey. One vote honey, one vote pumpkin. One vote wheat. Oh no, it's going to be a triple, isn't it? One vote butter. We need a tiebreaker. Oh no. One vote radish. I need to not show you all the results. I wonder if there's a way to change that. If it's a 5-way tie, just use them all. Okay. You know what? That's fine. If I don't see another vote, we're using them all. You're all crazy. All right, so we have a radish. We have some butter. What do we have? Honey. Okay, we have wheat. And we have a pumpkin. Okay. I'll leave the rest out for a little bit. You all have decided. I can't believe you decided this way, but you've decided. All right, what are we making? What are we gonna make out of all of this? Okay, we got spicy pump bread with radish. With rads. I don't have that much space to type. Radish is the bitters to make the rest of the dessert taste better. Everything else sounds like a pumpkin pie to me. Okay. We're gonna do a bitter pumpkin pie. There's an interesting one. Next, what else do we want? I'll throw in my 2 cents. I think you could make a sweet ratatouille. I don't know if I spelled it right. I don't care if I spelled it right. Pumpkin bread, we have that. We have pumpkin bread. Radishes on the side, if not in the pie. That's what I said. Good man. Yeah, bitter pumpkin pie. You got it. We got it. Let me get one more. One more option. What are we thinking? Yep, bitter pumpkin pie, like I said. Okay, let's do... What else will I do? Let's do caramelized pump and rads. That'll be a good vote. There we go. Okay, what are we making? We could have made cookies, but it's too late now. What's up, CQDK? What do we want? Put in your votes. Okay. 2 votes for caramelized, 2 votes for spicy pumpkin bread. Let's get a tiebreaker. We've got 30 seconds left. So caramelized pumpkin and rads is winning. Hey, what's up, Echo? It's gonna be caramelized unless we get a tiebreaker. And by tiebreaker, I mean another vote. All right, it's a tie. Thank you, everyone, for voting. I very much appreciate it. Okay, so we got spicy pumpkin bread and caramelized pumpkins and radishes. We're going to do odds on bread, and we're going to do evens on caramelized pumpkin. How you doing? Let's go ahead and roll. Odds, we're doing caramelized. Okay, so when you're making something caramelized, what your goal is to heat something up in a pan. You're going to be heating something up in a pan. We're going to go ahead and vote on what the first thing you should throw in the pan is. And first, I'm going to remove all of these. So, question time. What are we throwing in the pan? Radish, honey, butter, pumpkin, or wheat? What do we want going in first? Good old Maillard reaction. Where's my cooks in chat? Let's hear your cooking knowledge. We got two for butter. I know there's a few agents of chaos in chat. We got honey and butter as leading options. Okay. Butter is confidently winning. Kizzen is fighting for the truth. Yeah, nice to have you. Thanks for joining us. Butter is clearly the winner, unless 4 people want to come out of the woodwork and vote really quick. It is a butter world. Butter it is. All right. Psh, butter goes in the pan. Okay. What next? If you don't think I'm going to do this for every single thing, think again. What comes next? The pan is ripping hot. The butter is browning on the sides. It is bubbling. It is sweet. Now's your time to strike. The butter sound effect you just made? Absolutely. Okay, we're going for the pumpkin. All right, is everyone a chef here? Does everyone actually understand how cooking works? I don't know. I'll save my opinions. I'll save my opinion. I'm not going to give any cooking advice. That should be a sounder dame. I'll see if I can isolate it in the VOD, and I'll throw it in a sounder dame if I can. I think there might be too much audio for it. All right, easy wins on pumpkin. As the butter boils in the pan, crisping on the sides, totally coating the pan in just that slick, wet look. You throw some chopped pumpkin in. It browns quickly. It browns very, very, very quickly. Now's your time to strike. Now's your time to strike. The pumpkin is browning quickly. You are having to flip it with tongs every couple of seconds just to keep it from burning. It's going fast. So what comes next? We got one vote. Has the cooking segment gone on for too long? The world may never know. Have I put too much work into making a ridiculous cooking segment? Yes, I have. Why did I do it? I don't know. I panicked yesterday when I was planning this. No lower the heat option? No. You're a novice chef. You're just going off the seat of your pants, man. What do you know? You're an assassin. You've got a knife tucked into your shoe. You don't know anything about cooking. It's lucky that you even got this far. In the pan, the chopped radish goes. Mixing it with the pumpkin. Chunks of pumpkin and radish cut into thick fries are now just fully basking in the butter. You got 2 left. Honey or wheat? Let's see it. You got 1 minute, and then it's all decided. Make or break. Will it work? You want the honey, or you want the wheat? 1 vote honey. A little drizzle of honey could really change this thing up. Could make a totally new concoction all of a sudden. What's it gonna be? I should bring the head chef back in too while we're waiting. There he is. While all this is going on, the chef is clearly behind you, looking over your shoulder, just making the most judgmental face you've ever seen. He is considering the process with the utmost scrutiny at this point. Honey goes in. At the last minute, as the browning gets to its absolute peak, you throw in enough honey to coat the entire dish, and you give it a quick spin. Spin's the wrong word, but you know what I mean. You give it a quick spin on all sides, and the radish and the pumpkin completely coat in the honey and begin to caramelize. They turn into a hard, sweet, buttery candy. It's like a Werther's original, except it's out of radish and pumpkin, because you decided on radish and pumpkin. And there you have it. You have your caramelized radish and pumpkin. Cook looks at you, and he goes, "Why have you stolen my wheat if you weren't going to use it?" And you look over at the wheat, and it is covered in oil that has thrown up from the pan. The wheat is completely unusable at this point. And you might have made a bad impression with your new boss. But, I mean, when you're gone, what's it going to matter, right? What's he going to do about it? So he begins to prep the rest of the meal. He puts on a little bit of short rib. He puts on a little bit of fried asparagus. And he makes a real nice meal to complement your caramelized monstrosity, I think is what I'll call it. And he sets the table. Just outside of the servant's cottage, he sets a table for maybe about 8 people, we'll say. And he's coming to and from the table, setting up all the kitchenware, setting up everything. And while he's doing this, in wanders a woman dressed quite sweetly. What are we going to do? Hello, that's not what I wanted. All right. What will you do? Introduce yourself. Help set the table. Run away. Now that you're approached by a beautiful fair maid who is clearly lost in her own thoughts, clearly just preoccupied with the world around her, doesn't even notice you, what would you like to do? What do you feel necessary to do with what's currently going on? For anybody that has just joined, voting is in chat. It is at the top. You just have to hit the arrow to bring it down, I believe. I still haven't seen what it looks like on the chat side of things. We have 1 vote for help set the table. What will you do? 2 votes for help set the table. 3 votes for help set the table. Wow, very responsible people here in chat. Everyone's a middle child. You're all middle children. 4 votes for help set the table. I can't believe it. I can't believe how civilized we are. All right. Despite his gloomy, commanding appearance and clear mockery of you during your cooking, you give him a hand. I mean, he is your boss after all. Might as well make a good impression. You're not really here to do anything with him or create bad blood. So you might as well just go for it. So you set the table. And while you do, the maid can't help herself but fix the tablecloth and adjust the seats and rearrange a few flowers on the nearby vineyard. She just keeps herself busy while the table is being set. And eventually, the table is set. The head chef ushers everybody to sit down. And by everyone, it is the head chef, you, and the head maid. You see maids, gardeners, houndskeepers. You see a few of them walk around the area, but none of them dare to even set foot on the table. And by set foot on the table, I mean literally climb on the table. So you sit and you begin eating. The head chef's portion of the meal is the best food you've ever had. Simply put, it's rich, it's decadent, it's well complimentary. And then dessert comes. It's your dessert. And everybody, roughly around the same time, bites into it with their fork. The shards of caramel just rip off. Some people might choose to use their fingers, but given how fancy everybody here is, they're all using their forks. And they all take a bite. Let's roll for it. The sentiment is quiet. Everybody eats. They keep their heads down. They look up. Maybe a little like, yeah, with the shoulders. Nobody says good job. Nobody says bad job. It's average. It's the most average tasting caramelized radish and pumpkin you've ever had, which is the only time you've ever had it. But even then, you know that it's just average. So the head maid thanks you for your time. Thanks the headmaster for his time, and headmaster is obviously head cook. She wanders off. There she goes. The sun is beginning to set. The mood is starting to set. The fog from the ocean rolls into the garden, finally. Having been dismissed by its otherworldly properties before, finally the fog begins to roll in, telling everybody to head indoors. The head chef looks at you and he goes, "You're free. Do whatever you like for the rest of the day. I'll see you first thing in the morning, 9 a.m. And he walks off. Because it's Rick's... No, he doesn't walk off. He flies off because he's a floating man. There he goes. And so you are retired to your room. It is sunset. It is maybe 7 p.m. You are given full discretion to do what you like within the boundaries of this new place you've never been to. You have no idea what it's like outside. You've been given no expectation for what you are and are not allowed to do. But you've been given a nice, cozy room with a nice roaring fire, a few books to read. How'd you like to spend your night? What do you want to do with your night? What's everybody feeling? Huh? What will you do with your night? Are we literate? You are literate. Sleep? Just go straight to bed? It's a thought. AFK? Hey, thanks for joining, Rick. We got one sleep. We got read. I'm going to add sneak out as an option. And I guess we'll go ahead and add... You don't know what the books are yet. Let's do make s'mores. There you go. Those are your options. What do you want to do? What's the night going to do to us? We got one vote for make s'mores. I can almost guarantee who selected make s'mores. Their name might start with an A. Anybody else? What are we feeling? The energy is low. You can barely make out the sounds of anybody around you. You are alone to your devices, free to do whatever you like. We have 2 votes for make s'mores. About 15 more seconds. Any more votes that want to come in? Got to practice cooking. It's not a bad point. Okay, make s'mores it is. Going outside, you pick up a little stick. Tell you what. Let's do this. Improv, we're improving. Going outside, you go to pick up a little stick. Your journey takes you a little further than you expected. And you're taken to the private quarters. You traveled here quickly before with the guards, but now you get a chance to really look around with anybody pushing you along. It's a shady place, a hidden place, far from the people of the castle. Pretty much anything you want to do secret could be done here, so long as nobody's joined with you. Far, far, far off into the corner, you see rustling in the leaves. Getting a little bit closer, you find a man-eater. A classic plant. A plant that is native to far-off lands that is known for eating things as large as a human, on occasion. And it's just here. There's a little fence around it, so clearly it was put here intentionally. Enough people travel here at least every day that it must serve some purpose. You know, it would have certainly been chopped down the moment a gardener looked at it if they didn't want it. So it's being kept here for some good reason. But that's not the point of what you're doing right now. So you wander away from the man-eater, you look around, you find your stick, and you return back to your room. Using a stick and a few loose marshmallows, you begin roasting. There is a distinct lack of chocolate here. Chocolate's not widely available in the world that you exist in, but it's usually somewhere. You would think in a kitchen nonetheless, a professional kitchen nonetheless, but it's missing. All you can find is some sweetbread, some crackers, some marshmallows, and using that, you make do with what you got. And you are filled with a s'more, and you are off to bed. Having gone to bed a little bit earlier than usual, you are stirred awake. Maybe it's your sense that you need to be doing something. Maybe it's a sense of unease in a place that you don't recognize. Maybe it's just how restful you were. But you wake up early the next day, and you decide to begin poking around the garden. And as you poke, you realize nobody is awake. At least nobody's in the gardens. You are entirely alone. This is your opportunity, or at least one of your opportunities. So, with free domain, I'm going to ask you, where do you want to go? You can go to the palace. You can go to the man-eater. You can go wait back at cottage. You can go to the cliffside. Let's leave it at those options. Where do we feel like going? The world's your oyster. You can go wherever you like. We have immediate vote for cliffside. Why does everyone feel inclined towards the cliffside? I'm going to need an explanation for that one. We're really feeling the cliffs. Really got some pondering to do on the world, I guess. Some poetry to write. About 30 seconds. Anybody who wants to throw in their vote? Why not? It's fair. It was such a quick decision. Got to figure out if the princess could have an accident there. All right, I like the mentalities. I like that we have two completely different mentalities going forward with this. Okay. It's looking like cliffside on 3 votes. Easy peasy, lemon cheesy. Okay. It's not too far from the cottage to get to the cliffside. Conveniently enough, the cliffside has a path leading behind the palace. So could be very nice for scouting. Could be good for looking for potential spots to throw off a princess, as some people have pointed out. But here you are, on the cliffs just behind the palace. And as you look out, you see a woman. She has her hand clutched on a sword. And at first, you're a little intimidated. Maybe she's eyeing you and preparing to attack. Maybe she's in the middle of some horrendous plan. You can't quite make out why she's got her hand on her sword. So all you can do is just sit and stare. And staring for a while, you realize that she is just fidgeting with it. She's very slightly pulling it out of the sheath, into the sheath, wrapping her fingers around it, tilting it back and forth. She's playing, in a way. She is, she's making out motions of using the sword and just ultimately playing with it. And she's lost in her thought, peering out over the ocean. So, what will you do? You can call out to her. You can approach. You can leave quietly, or you can leave noisily, I think is maybe the way I want to say it. Seduce. That could be a part of approaching. You have a Katana lady in front of you. What will you do with her? We love seducing, don't we? Okay, we have one for leave quietly and one for approach. Anybody want to break that tie? About 30 seconds left. She's not a dragon. We have another approach. Okay. Leave quietly is being shut out. We got 15 seconds to really wrap this vote up. What are we feeling? Kind of wish there wasn't shadows on everything. I don't have control over the art that I use. I do not have the ability to make art every single week for this. But, man, I really wish there was like a version without shadows on these guys. That would help me out so much. All right. Approach wins. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. So you decide to approach her. She is locked in the motion of the waves. Her eyes have a surgical level of precision that is staring at a single wave, maybe a mile away from you. She is dedicated to what she is doing, even if it's nothing. And so you approach her. You get about 6 feet away from her. And you say, "Hey, what are you doing?" And without fail, she draws her sword in one clean motion and strikes at you. Let's go ahead and roll. She manages to cut a few hairs off of your head as you dodge out of the way, and she realizes her mistake and withdraws her blade at the same time. It is a near catastrophe, but you manage to get out of it. Oh my god, I just realized I forgot to do something for this. Okay, we're going to be flying off the seat of our pants when we do stuff later. Whoops. When things go bad, hey, I just remembered why they went bad. She nearly cuts you. She nearly cuts you straight in half, nearly beheads you. And you're left on your knees looking up on her at the ground. And she is standing there with her sword drawn, pointed in your direction. "What are you doing here?" she says, in a girlish accent that I cannot replicate. What are you doing here? Looking around. Contemplating life. I don't know how to spell contemplating life. Thinking about life. Looking for ingredients. Or trying to murder princess. How are you going to prove it to her that, or what, I mean, what do you want to say to her? I think is all I'm going to say. She nearly killed you. Just a moment ago, she nearly killed you. You are still deep in the paint of the destruction that she almost caused you. How are you going to work this one out? Okay. We got a three-way split. Good. If it's a split and we don't get a tiebreaker, I am going to roll a dice, and that means that trying to murder the princess will be a likely option. A 1 in 3 chance of happening. You got about 10 seconds to split to break this vote. All right. We're going to roll. We're going to be doing divisions of 3. So 1s will be looking around, 2s will be looking for ingredients, and 3s will be trying to murder the princess. So let's see what we get ourselves into. Uh-oh, I broke my dice. Hold on. There we go. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Whoever voted for murdering for Princess, you're insane. You're actually a crazy person. And I love it. I'm just looking around, you say to her. And she stares back at you. Who are you? I've never seen you before. Who are you and how did you get here? You explain to her that you're the new cook, that you started your initiation yesterday, and that you woke up early today and decided to take a walk around the property since you're so new. She puts her blade back in its sheath, I should say. She turns back to watch the ocean, and she says, you need to leave. I am gonna go ahead and set a standard here. No more walking around behind the palace. This is a very sensitive place. This is a place that the royals like to come and hang out. And I don't want servants here. I don't want you interacting with the royals when you're not supposed to be. Simply put. So I better not see you back here again, or there will not be any mercy from me. Get lost. And as if compelled by some invisible hand, you are required to abide by her. So back into the gardens you go. Actually, yeah, let's go. No. Let's go to the center gardens. We're going to the center gardens. Into the gardens you go. The sun is beginning to rise slightly more. And as you're approaching, so too does one of the dogs from earlier. A lovely, beautiful white dog. A purebred by some standards you can tell just by looking at it. There's a dog. And the dog rushes up to you and immediately begins growling. The dog has visible agitation to you, does not trust you, does not like you, and it begins to bark. Bark, 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 bark. It is barking profusely. And with the palace so nearby, it'll surely wake somebody up. You're gonna have to do something. What will you do? Your options are you can wait and explain to anybody who comes out. Your option is to leave or get away from palace, I should say. Your option is to fight the dog. Oh no. Or your final option is... You know what? Actually, I'm going to change this. Fight the dog. Go back to cottage. Go to shady forest. Or go to vegetable gardens, is what we'll call it. Okay. The dog is ruthless. It is barking. It is gritting its teeth. It wants nothing to do with you, and it wants the world to know. The stress is rising. Your decision-making skills are decreasing. And so you are left to make a quick, snap decision. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with this dog? How are you going to deal with this? Let's see. We're at about 30 seconds. We got one for fight the dog. Wait. Oh, I said what and explain. Oh no, I misspelled. It's the worst thing that can happen. Okay. Anybody want to be a tiebreaker? We got about 10 seconds. This could go bad. Oh man, we have a three-way tie. Okay, so between wait and explain, go to the shady forest and fight the dog. We're going to split it into threes once again, and we're going to roll. Oh. Okay. Here we go. You've decided it's time to fight this dog. And so it's dog fighting time. Oh my god. Okay, let's fight this dog. You pull your knife out. Let's go ahead and make the knife a little bit bigger to be a visual representation of what's going on. Hey, Lithindra, how you doing? It's dog fighting time. That's probably not the way I want to say that. I didn't mean it like that. So, you pull your knife out, and because the dog has been a little bit timid to you so far, you get to go ahead and throw the first hit. So, here are your options. Pokemon trainer battle? Yeah, basically. What do? Stab is your option number 1. Your option number 2 is kick. Your option number 3 is run away. Actually, hold on. No. Don't vote on that. Don't vote on that. Let's do a new poll. Let's do stab, kick, run away, or use item. Because you only have one item. I think it'll be easy for me to quantify that. There you go. Those are your options. How are we doing with this dog? Now, the knife was hidden in your boot. The knife was hidden in your boot, and you've now drawn it. So, if anybody catches you, your disguise is ruined. Why you have a curved assassin's knife, kind of a scary situation to be in, I would say. But the dog's being annoying, and you gotta do something about it. Okay, we're about halftime, and so far every vote is for use item. We never said we drew our knife. Too bad. I said you drew your knife. I'm pulling some of the punches here. Using items is completely gonna win. I hope you know what item you're using, by the way. Nobody asked. Nobody asked about the item. Okay. So, you've decided. You have a rolled up scroll shoved deep into your costume. And you rip it out and you chuck it at the dog. As you throw it, the scroll unwinds slightly. And you get a look at it. You get to remember what this item was. The scroll is your directive. It is your list of directives for how you're going to deal with your current mission. And throwing the scroll is enough to get the dog to go away. The dog gladly ends its barking, and instead it grabs the scroll in its mouth and runs off. Say goodbye to your scroll. Playing, I don't know about that. Cool. Dog's gone. The dog runs into the palace. He's in. He's gone. Out of the gardens with his new toy. So, question is now, where will you go? You can go to the palace, chase after that dog. You can go back to cottage. You can go back to the cliffs if you want. Let's leave it there. Nobody asked to check the scroll beforehand. You could have checked the scroll before you threw it. That scroll was sitting there the whole time. You have your mission pretty much memorized. I wouldn't worry too much about those details. What you did do is just throw your scroll at a dog who now has taken the scroll and run away. Hey, thank you for the hydrate. Okay, so we have got 2 votes for go back to the cottage. 2 votes for ignore the dog, pretend that nothing happened. Okay. 1 vote for going to the cliffs. Here's an interesting thought. We should have kept the s'more stick. True. I will do you the honor and say that you stow your knife back away. Since I so wrongfully took your knife out without your permission. Back to the cottage wins. So, off you go. Guilt in your hands. Back to the cottage. Boom. You sit back down on your bed. You think about everything that's happened so far. Between the lady with the katana, between the dog, between the chef who's now very scrutinizing of you. Thank you. Through everything that's going on, you realize things aren't quite going to plan. Things are spiraling just a little bit. Now, recalling over the details, your job's simple. Just kill the princess. Simple. Easy. Anybody could have done it. But that's it. Kill the princess. And as if like clockwork, a familiar face enters your door. Hey! What are you doing? Why are you just sitting here? You've got a job to do, he says with a weird accent. I've got the other guard busy with a task down at the docks. The gardens are yours to do what you like with. Don't let me be the one to tell you to do your job, but I am sticking my neck out here for you. Get to work. And he turns and leaves. And so, the day begins. You are brought back out. Who brought you out? I don't know, a mysterious hand. Somebody brought you out. Me, I guess. You are brought back out to the entrance of the service, to the servants' quarters. And who meets you? The head chef. Good morning, he says. Now, the duty of a cook is to make beautiful food. But in order to make beautiful food, you must also produce beautiful ingredients. Your job this morning is to go down to the vegetable garden and secure as many ripe, perfect, 10 out of 10 vegetables that you can find for tonight's meal. Be gone. And he waves you away with a swipe of his hand. And off to the vegetable gardens you go. Where are we? We're here. I need less slides. The vegetable gardens are significantly more overgrown than the rest of the garden around you. Lettuce, pumpkin, radish, wheat, all of it is spilling over. This place is ripe. It's clear that the gardeners do not attend to this part of the garden. And the responsibility of keeping it clean comes onto you. There is a few maidens reading books under nearby umbrellas. You see the dogs playing off in the distance. But for the most part, nobody's here to bother you. So, question is, what are you going to do? We are no longer maidenless. Yeah, true. They are reading books within your rough proximity. Okay. Let's go to a few places. I'm not sure if I'm gonna give you 2 options. We're just gonna do a nice 2 option, just a classic 2 option. I'm gonna be a little bit more controlling. I have the option to choose how many voting things you have. I can choose to give you less options. I should be doing that. So you can either harvest vegetables, or you can head to the palace. What are you feeling? Harvest vegetables, duh. Okay. About 30 seconds left. What are we feeling? The air of the vegetable garden is noxious. And by noxious, I mean aromatic. It smells great. Fresh greens, the ocean breeze. It's a miracle that this place even exists. It's a miracle that it's been tamed by such noble hands. I was feeling roll to seduce so they can teach us how to cook. There's not a bad idea. Okay, we got a 50-50. Let's go ahead and break it. We're going to do odds is vegetables, evens is palace. It's odds. It's vegetable time. All right. Everybody, put on, you know what? I want to put on a song. Let's put on a song real quick. I got to get a song. Hold on. We need a nice song. What plays out is a montage of you just really harvesting this garden. Really just making do with what you got. Despite your mission, the pressures, the dogs stealing all of your stuff, you just have yourself a nice time. Just beating sweat off your brow and really getting to know the land. And as a result of that, you find yourself in the possession of some peppers, which don't fit because I don't know how to fit things correctly. Please don't take that out of context. You get yourself a radish. And you get yourself... No, that's too big. You get yourself a pretty weird looking carrot. Quite the haul. You find yourself rich with the results of the earth. Maybe you could leave this place and retire as a farmer instead. Certainly the joy you felt doing all of this is much greater than the fear you've ever felt being an assassin. Maybe you found something for yourself. Okay. I'm waiting for the song to end because I have a weird thing with timing. Okay, there you go. Done. We're back. As you're finding yourself near the end of your vegetable collecting journey, you see two guards approach, which I didn't prepare for. Two guards approach. And they begin asking everybody around questions. Quiet, hushed. Everybody stops what they're doing, looks up at them, gives a sincere answer, and goes back to what they're doing. And the guards move on to the next person. They roll across the whole area until eventually they stop at you. Near the end, not quite done with your harvesting. And they say, we hear plots of some underhanded deeds going on. Do you know anything about it? Is there anything weird going on that you should be reporting to us? What do you tell them? Your choices are, I'm murdering the princess. I have to do that because there's not enough room for it. Your choice is nothing at all, sir. The head cook is a killer. Or there's a lady on the cliff. Those are your choices. The two guards are armed to the teeth. You stand no chance taking them in battle. How are you getting out of this one? They haven't explicitly said what the underhanded deeds are or what their leads are, but You can imagine this is probably not a normal occurrence here. And so them approaching you might have a little something to do with that dog. But you can't be sure. Okay, we got a 50-50. I'm Murdering the Princess stands an actual chance of winning. So, let's see. Do we want a tiebreaker? Or do we want to really roll for this? A 50-50. What a crazy fiasco this one's going to be. I almost thought about not putting I'm Murdering the Princess on here, but I believe in autonomy, since some people think I don't allow autonomy. Okay, so odds is princess. Oh, man. Who voted for it? Who voted for it? You need to come out and chat. Oh, that's so funny. Okay. With all level of candidness and seriousness, you look them dead in the eye, or at least as far as the eye you can tell through their masks, and you say, "Oh, I'm here to murder the princess." And as if on command, they pick up the back of their spear, the butt end of their spear, and they knock you straight out. Out you go. No questions asked, no hesitation, no chance for you to respond. These are trained guardsmen. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. You wake to find yourself tied to the pew of a cathedral. They're gonna steal our cabbage. My cabbages! You find yourself tied to the pew of a cathedral. Who knows where you are? The interior is fine. It's elegant. It somewhat resembles the palace that you just occupied. So it's not a far stretch to imagine that you're still fairly nearby. But you are at the discretion of whoever has you tied here. You're going to be given some options. You can struggle. You can scream for help. You can kick over pew in front. Or you can just wait quietly. Those are your options. You have very little control in this situation. And so your options are limited. What you're going to get out of this is limited. But you might as well do something. You've never been known for idly sitting by and waiting for the world to happen around you. And so even if you are caged like an animal, you'll do what you can. But maybe waiting quietly is the correct option. Maybe that is the most logical thing you can do. Just because you can do something doesn't mean that you can't sit and wait quietly. We have an option for struggle. We have an option for wait quietly. Anybody want to be a tiebreaker? Anybody feeling ambitious enough to change this? Change the course of history? All right, 50-50, here we go. Let's go ahead and roll. Odds are going to be for struggle. You struggle. Your wrists are bound most tightly by two chains looping around the bottom of the pew. They are bound so strictly. I just realized that my playlist is not looping. I'm going to do that real quick before we run out of time. Your wrists are bound so strictly that you can barely move them more than an inch. So instead, you rely on your hips and your chest to really get the pew rocking back and forth. You wiggle it back and forth. You feel it sliding underneath you. What the heck is that noise? There's some crazy noise going on in my house. Sliding the pew back and forth, you manage to wiggle and wiggle and wiggle. And you get the pew all the way in the center of the aisle. What does this accomplish? Nothing. Does absolutely nothing. You've just moved a pew. You've just been a nuisance to whoever has to come up and fix this after you. But you do hear some slamming behind you. You hear some heavy footsteps on the tile floor. You hear somebody coming around the corner, and they're behind you. They walk up, confident, proud, heavy metal boots on the ground, and they pass before you. It's your boatsman. The man who brought you in now stands before you. He looks at you with an ashamed sort of pity. What are you doing? Why'd you tell him you're going to murder the princess? And now the scroll's out? Everybody knows what's going on here. You've ruined it. You've ruined it. Now I'm going to have to leave. Why? Why have you done all this? Why have you ruined your mission? Is this your first time? How have you gotten this job? And he begins lecturing you. And without skipping a beat while he's lecturing you, he takes a key and unbinds your cuffs. He lets you free. Don't include me in any of your plans moving forward. I don't want anything to do with you. And he walks off. Okay? You're going to get one quick decision, one very easy quick decision. What to do. You can wait or you can leave. Very simple decision. 1 minute. Let's see it. Are you waiting or are you leaving? What do you feel like doing? What do we got? I feel like there might be a delay on the vote in what I'm seeing. Because all of a sudden, like, a bunch of votes will come in, like, really quickly. But I'm still learning how all this sort of stuff works. So let's not stress those details. See it. We got 30 seconds left. You want to stay here in the cathedral, or do you want to make a break for it? We got one vote for wait. We're losing out on voters. We're starting to get the law of large numbers out of here. 2 votes for wait. Interesting. You do know your cufflinks are broken, right? Like, you are now free standing in here? All right. You decide, I didn't sign up for any of this. Maybe you did sign up for it, but you definitely didn't sign up for what's currently happening. And you've had enough, honestly. You've had enough of this. So you decide to wait. You're careful, though. So even though you're just going to sit there and wait, you are going to hide. You're going to sit behind one of these pillars while you hide. I don't think you have a cooking job anymore. Now that everyone knows what's going on. You hide behind one of the pillars, and it doesn't take long for somebody to enter the room. It's Katana Lady. She enters the room. She immediately sees that the pew has been moved. She sees you uncuffed, and she draws her blade. She's scoping around the room, and she turns her back to the pillar you're hidden behind. Your options are very clear. You can make a break for it. You can attack her from behind. Or you can wait until she leaves. I'll just say wait, because I don't know if she's leaving or not. That's a different thing altogether. Did they take your stuff? They took your knife. You still have your vegetables. Bury me with my peppers. You can take my guns, you can take my house, but you can't take my pumpkins. That's my impression of you. Wait. This has been totally subverted. This is a real DM experience that I'm having right now. Okay. We have 2 votes for wait. Well, you didn't choose to attack her, so you're still just waiting. Thank you all for participating, by the way. I think I owe people an infinite amount of thanks for participating in this. I know it's shaky. I know it's like awkward. I'm still trying to figure out everything. I don't even consider this like the first real campaign. That'll be next week. But it's fun. This is going great. I love this. You decide to sit and wait. She scopes out the room. Her sword held strictly directly in front of her. Strictly directly in front of her. Of course, that's a sentence. She peers from pillar to pillar, from pew to pew. She even thinks to look up and check the balconies, the crevices in the ceiling. She is careful, checking every inch of this place. Having satisfied her lookout, she throws her sword back in its holster and she runs out the room. Down the hall, you hear her. She has quieter footsteps than the guardsmen. There's no metal shoes or anything like that, but it's clear that she's left. So now, your only choice is to leave. So you walk out of the room, and you find yourself... Hold on. You found yourself directly in the center of the palace, and she's not there. No. You're directly in the center of the palace. Looking out the back door, you can see the gardens clearly. Looking out the front door, you can see the cliff face. Where would you like to go? You do hear the sounds of footsteps traveling all around you. You hear people going upstairs. You hear people on the other side of walls. Things are happening. You do not have free reign of this place, but what else are you going to do? You can head back to the gardens. You can head to Cliff. You can explore the palace. People are on the lookout for you. There is... If this was Dishonored, you would be in, like, maximum alert mode at this point. Explore the palace. Okay, we got 1 vote for Explore the palace. The palace from the outside is large. I mean, it was sprawling. It's at least 2 stories tall, but there are large ceilings, and it's possible there are hidden spaces all over the place. Exploring this place might be the most interesting you do yet. Might be the most dangerous thing you do yet. Could be quite a difficult little journey you have ahead of yourselves. Okay, any other votes? Anybody want to challenge that? Oh, we got a last minute vote. What the heck is that? What am I looking at? Okay, so we're gonna do odds is go to the cliff. Evens, we're exploring the palace. Okay. The most immediate thing you see before you is a winding staircase riding the sides of a well-painted wall. You hear sounds through the hall in front of you. You hear sounds to the hall behind you. So logically, the only place you can go is up the staircase. And so up you go. First room you hit is a lounge. A beautiful smoking lounge designed clearly by people with too much money. And I say that, I can't find it. There it is. You find yourself in a lounge. The sounds are quietest here that you've heard so far. The footsteps are still somewhere, but they're not immediately to the rooms next to you. You're not immediately in danger like you were before. Sat on the mantle is a red chest. A little red chest with a 3-number dial on it. You have enough time to maybe put a number in. So, your options now are attempt chest, continue through palace, make a distraction. Let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. That seems nice. Immediately attempt chest. Who put that? Who wants the chest? We have an immediate attempt chest. Now, there was somebody who was in charge of some chest information, and I do believe that they are gone now. So, what will you see here in this chest? Okay, 2 votes chest. Anybody? Anybody else feeling inclined to curve the narrative any further? It's looking like a chest. Looking like a chest, looking like a chest. 1, 2, 3. That's our vote. Okay. So, you approach the little chest on the mantelpiece. Your fingers roll over the dials. We're going to need a 3-number combination. Go ahead and chat and type what you think those 3 numbers are. I will give you maybe about a minute to put your minds to it. A better thief, and we are an assassin. Yeah, better yet, a cabbage. All right, 1, 2, 3. Incorrect, doesn't work. What else we got? Gonna give you just about a minute. Let's see all the 3 combinations you can type. 666, no, it doesn't work. 187 doesn't work. You're sweating as you're trying all these combinations. You're going as fast as possible. It's not 999, it's not 888, it's not 777. Nope. 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 382, nope. 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 692, nope. 337, nope. You hear footsteps coming down the hall. The immediate safety that you had begins to reduce down. You do not have much more time left. You will have to make a decision soon. Nope. Maybe one more combination and then your time's out. $582. Nothing. You don't have the opportunity to keep messing with the lock. The time has come. You hear a guardsman opening the door. What will you do? Stay and fight guard? Will you run out other door? Or will you jump out window? You're in a pretty sticky situation here. You've already escaped death a couple of times. But the clock of fate is really ticking now. Things are beginning to get tight. What will we do? Might run out the other door, might jump out the window. So far a tie vote. It's looking like we're having a 2-voter system right now. Lithindra, Kizen, I appreciate you guys hanging out. All of the voters that we had earlier have gone off to do things, gone off to eat lunch or take a midday nap. And that's cool. We got no pressure on anybody. We're not willing anybody to do anything. Anybody who might be hanging out, just lurking, I implore you to vote. It's anonymous. You won't be called out. I'm not going to force you to admit to your votes if that's the case. But 2 votes is fine. What floor are we on? Second floor. Tall second floor, I should add. Okay. Let's go ahead and roll. Odds are going to be running out the other door. Evens. We jump out the window. You unlatch the window, and it opens with a loud creak. Nobody's opened this window for quite some time. You look out over the cliff face that stands behind you. The wind is whipping your face. The walls of the palace stretch long on the left and right. There is nobody in front of you. Behind you, the door begins to open as the guard comes in. You get one chance. Do not miss your shot to blow. You jump. Oh. All right. In a just absolute desperate attempt to leave this place, you jump. And in doing so, you take 240 damage, leaving you with 670 health left. But you're safe now. A little bit of damage, but I mean, if that's what it takes to get out, then that's what it takes to get out. And you're back on the cliff face. Oh, must feel so nice to feel the air on your face after all that time stuck in that church. You might have been unconscious, but your lips began to dry. Your skin became clammy. I mean, just touching a bit of fresh air really does something for you. Your knees buckling might not, but hey, you got to look at the positives where you can take them. So, your question is now where you want to go. I need to test if this game had fall damage. Everyone does it? Absolutely. Back to garden or into palace? Where will you go? You get 2 options. 50-50. Things are getting high pressure all of a sudden. Back into the palace is 1 vote. Hey, go get your coffee. We got 2 votes for back into the palace. This is looking like a clean sweep on this one. Where is the dive into ocean option? I intentionally didn't give you that option because you would die. I'm still figuring out ways to like storytell without limiting people's options, because I know that's a big part of like roleplay and all that, but I'm also like, I can't just make everything happen. So I'm trying to figure out how to tell stories in a way that seems fair. All right, back to the palace we go. Oh my goodness. Okay. I can't believe this is happening. This is the wildest group of people that are hive-minding this character so far. You all know that you're chaos. You make it to the steps of the castle. That is fair. I'm figuring out how to move to Cuba and change our name right now. Excuse me? Can you give us details on that? Back up to the side of the palace you go. You're on the other side of the room you were just in. The room with the plant in the middle. Before you can even make your way to the door, you're approached. You're approached by 2 people. You're approached by Katana Lady. You're approached by the princess. Without any level of hesitation whatsoever, Katana Lady draws her sword and begins approaching you. She is going to fight you. She is going to attack you. So, let me go ahead and pull up a script real quick. Oh, I definitely want to become famous. Let me go ahead and deal with that. There we go. Easy. And princess. Sorry, don't mind me. Don't mind what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't want fame. What the heck is that? Okay. So, now begins actual combat. Good luck. What do? Punch. Kick. Throw radish. Those are your options. We'll do runaway as well. Kizan, I think it might just be you and me. You might have free reign on this, so take your time when you're voting. I think this might be Kizan's game all of a sudden. Are you proud of the results that you've received? Are you proud of the chaos you've committed on this this campaign? I know I'm a Cup of Joe would be quite proud of where we've ended up here. I want to see her cut in half slow motion. Oh no. Yeah, you know the radish is going to deal like so much damage. All right. Blinded by fear, duty, maybe even a sense of shame. You throw the radish. You throw it right at her. We've been rolling a lot of sixes. What is going on? You give her one good bonk on the head, and off the radish rolls. She definitely stopped. It definitely made her flinch. It definitely hurt. But, it's not enough. A radish isn't going to do anything real to her. Her sword flicks right. It flicks left. It flicks up. It flicks down. Now that she's drawn your gaze and really set an expectation for where she's going to attack, she unleashes a flurry of slashes against you. Whoa! Somehow, maybe it's her adrenaline, maybe it's your adrenaline, maybe it's the fear of hitting the princess. She strikes her katana against one of the pillars before being able to make contact with you. And only a glancing blow reaches you by the time she's ripped it from the pillar. She deals 40 damage. I cannot believe it. That was crazy. I can't believe that worked. You no longer have your radish, by the way. Okay, so you get a turn. Oh, sorry. I should also mention the princess being frightened beyond frightened at everything that's going on and being clearly distressed for this woman who you still don't know very much about, but is clearly trying to protect the princess. The princess runs up and gives you a swift punch before running away. Surprisingly, the punch deals far more damage than the sword itself. Having gotten a clear shot directly on the center of your mass, she knocks the wind out of you. She punches you for 90 damage. Okay. Now is your turn. You can go ahead and punch Lady. You can punch Princess. You can throw Pepper. And I want you to tell me who you're throwing the pepper at. You can throw Carrot. Or you can run away. What do you want to do? What are you feeling? Kizen, it's your game. People have left you the keys to the kingdom. You get to do this. This is your solo player adventure. Pepper the princess. Okay. I love this. This is charming. As long as one person is voting, just to like totally remove the curtain a little bit, as long as one person is voting, this is great. As long as one person's here, it works, and that's totally cool with me. It's a little scary to only have one person voting, but as long as voting's happening, I'm very content. This is great. I love doing this. Throw in the pepper. Easy wins. Okay. Let's go ahead and pick up a pepper. Let's put the pepper at the top. Yoink. You throw the pepper. Why another 6? That's crazy. You hit the princess with the pepper. Clean on the face. The hot juice gets in her eye. She begins to scream and shout. And off the pepper goes. You have completely interrupted her efforts. She is now on the ground crying over the damage you've dealt to her. Not having it, Katana Lady decides, I'm going to do better than last time. Without the flurry, without the extra finesse that she did last time, she just takes one clean strike against you. Somehow, you have some great effect on her. She hits the pillar again. A little bit better than last time. She is able to swipe through the pillar and still strike you. But it's barely anything. I mean, she's having a real hard time against you. You take 80 damage. You take a clean 80 damage. The princess wipes the pepper juice from her eyes, gets back up, and the battle continues. What do? Okay, you're running out of options. Punch lady. Punch princess. Throw carrot. I wonder what you're going to do. Let's say throw carrot at lady. Let's throw carrot at princess. Or let's run away. A nice clean 5 settings. 5 is the maximum I can do on Twitch anyway, so here we have every option. I wonder what we're going to choose. Really? What a change of pace. We got to vote for Punch Lady. New order to this world. I can't believe it. We're really here to punch the lady. All right. Anybody else? Anybody in the mix? Anybody else want to join this hive mind? Anybody else want to have a part to say? As long as she doesn't have glasses. No glasses to be seen. You don't punch people with glasses? Is that a rule? Even as an assassin? Everyone knows you can't punch someone with glasses. I mean, every advantage, man. Whatever you got to do. All right, we're going for a clean punch. Those things are expensive. That's true. Not anymore. Let me tell you about Warby Parker. No, I'm just kidding. No. You wind yourself up. The chaos of the battle, the hijinks, the clear insanity that you are suffering from is enough for you to wind up your punch like a cartoon character, giving it a nice strong windmill before you go ahead and swipe at her. And it's a punch. Holy cow, it's a punch. That is a punch. You knock the... I'm going to say the wind out of her, but that I've already been said. You knock her to the side. She is physically off of her feet from the power of the punch that you've delivered to her. With venom in her eyes, she stares back at you. And it's time to strike. So she takes one more clean cut at you. She is eyeing the pillars around her. She is careful of everything around her before she begins her strike, and then she goes for it. Oh! Her cut is true. Starting at the space between your neck and your shoulder, she begins to bite down straight into you. The sword passes clean from one side to the other. Your world begins to fade. You are on the ground. You are dead. The last fading thoughts that pass through your mind. Maybe you wanted to protect the princess. Maybe you never signed up for this life to begin with. Maybe your death here is good for the world. Politics were never your game. You're not really sure why you were doing all of this. But at the end of the day, it was you versus a little girl. And that little girl gets to live, and you don't. And whether that's what you truly believe, or whether that's just your mind clinging to the last little piece of the puzzle, that's what you got as the lights turn out. And then it's done. Thank you, everyone, for joining me on Questionable Questing today. Hello, Pyro, for showing up at the last moment like a true hero. That one felt manic. This one felt manic today. I feel like I don't know what I did differently than I did on the first one. I guess maybe it was just a lot less of a linear journey, so I'll take that into account moving forward. Maybe I'll try to keep things a little bit more linear. Maybe I'll do the pathing and I'll let everybody select the individual actions. Definitely a learning experience. Yeah, you guys died. You did get hot pepper juice in a little girl's eyes. So, I mean, I think you assassinated her from, like, a trauma, like, perspective. She also watched you die, which is pretty crazy for, like, a little noble girl to see. So you definitely did something to her. Yeah, pocket sand. And now, you know, the fate of that little girl and the kingdom and the guard that was helping you and everything, that's up for you to decide. That's the narrative that you get to now take with you into the mind. I'm going to make a post about it on Discord. Shout out to the Discord, by the way. Anybody who has just been hanging out. We do have a Discord. I don't only do this, and I am getting better at this, so expect more crazy things in the future, more weird stuff in the future. I do 3D modeling. It's been a while since I've done it live, but I do plan on 3D modeling again on stream eventually. I just have like a lot going on right now, so it's a little difficult. All that being said, I'll be back next week, and next week I am hoping to do the first quote-unquote real campaign. So it'll be a more traditional, I don't want to say more traditional because I'm a pretty weird guy, but we're going to have an adventure campaign. We're going to have a character with a plot, and you guys are going to be able to influence that plot a little bit more than we did on this one. I'm going to take everything that I've learned. I'm going to sleep on it and really make some decisions. So it should be fun. Next week should be the start of a big thing on Saturday. But again, I'll make a post on Discord, so you don't need to memorize any details or anything like that. Maybe Pepper in the guard's eyes would have worked better. Maybe. I need to get my internet because you people keep getting killed. Yeah. Pyro, you gotta join. This seems like your deal. This is total chaos. You and Joe and Kizin seem to have the chaos mindset. Lathindra as well. And I've embraced chaos. I mean, I've been DMing for a really long time. So the idea of like planning for people to be crazy is totally on my radar. The narrative that I want to tell is not the point. It's all about like the interaction and what becomes of a story. So I embrace the chaos if you want to bring the chaos. I think that's everything I got. Since we got some people, I think I might go ahead and raid our buddy boy Yusuf Bags. Go ahead and tell him how cool he is, if that's what you're into. And I will see you all on Discord. Till then, ciao. I say ciao. I'm not quite done yet, but ciao soon.